Hi everyone, Andy from Outside Xbox here to give you a spoiler-free tour of Bioshock Infinite, the third game in the Bioshock series and the second to be developed by Ken Levine's Irrational Games. Where Bioshocks 1 and 2 took place in the underwater city of Rapture, Bioshock Infinite moves things to a floating city in the sky called Columbia.
Where am I?
Heaven, friend. Or as close as we'll see till Judgment Day.
You play as Booker DeWitt, former agent of the Pinkerton National Detective Agency sent to Columbia to recover a girl named Elizabeth to wipe away a debt. At first, things seemed great. After a brief but atmospheric intro, you find yourself in Columbia, a kind of floating Disneyland main street full of vibrant colours, breathtaking panoramas and rocket-powered barbershop quartets.
God only knows what I'd be without you.
The attention to detail is wonderful, and you can easily do what I did and just spend hours wandering around just eating stuff I found in the trash, looking at robot horses, and getting drunk on my own.
That should cover it.
Unfortunately, it doesn't take long for Columbia's Disneyland mask to slip, and it soon becomes clear that what looks like paradise on the surface is underneath a society driven by racism, worker exploitation, and some very odd ideas about imprisoning women in towers, completely unlike Disneyland, our lawyers would like us to point out.
The Lord forgives everything, but I'm just a prophet, so I don't have to.
The citizens follow a self-appointed prophet whose twisted cult of America sees Columbia as a kind of pure-blooded ark and mankind's salvation. They also see you, Booker, as a preordained false shepherd, which means you're not welcome at this racist hovering party.
Show them what we got planned, boys!
That's where the combat comes in. You can carry 2 weapons at a time from a wide range of genre standards, all of which are upgradable, and your offensive powers are boosted by Vigors, Bioshock Infinite's equivalent of Bioshock's plasmids. These range from Possession, which will let you hack machines from a distance, to the awesome Murder of Crows, which lets you unleash a flock of angry birds on your enemies. These are also upgradable. The top-level Murder of Crows vigor turns enemies killed by crows into traps that unleash entire new flocks of birds when stepped on. You can barely move for crows most of the time. Before long, you get Elizabeth as a companion, and she is great. As you'd expect for someone who's spent their entire life locked in a tower, she's constantly fascinated by the world around her, always wandering off to investigate things and telling you facts about the areas you walk through.
Do you know this artificial beach was built in only 6 months?
And how do you know that?
From one of the books I gave you.
She's handy with a lockpick too, and will even pick up cash for you.
Found some money.
Cheers, Liz. She's also very handy in combat. You don't need to protect her as she can take care of herself, and you as well a lot of the time, throwing you health, salts and ammo mid-fight, as well as activating things called tears. Now, tears tie into the story, so I won't go into too much detail, but Elizabeth has the ability to open tears in reality and bring things through them into our world. In a combat context, this means she can basically magic up cover, ammo, medkits, robotic allies, tons of useful stuff. The other fun combat innovation is the skyrails. Excuse me for not making an on-rails joke, but it's actually loads of fun. Most of the time, skyrails are used to get around between Columbia's floating islands, but often combat areas will have skyrails circling them, which you can use to gain a height advantage, loop around behind enemies, or just jump off and clatter people with your skyhook. It's in no way compulsory, just another addition to keep the combat interesting. If there's one thing you can't accuse Bioshock Infinite of, it's not having enough variety in its combat. Added to this, the enemies are great, from the Crow Man with a coffin on his back for no reason, to the fire-lobbing devil guys, animatronic George Washington with a minigun, and the brutal handymen, plus a few more that I don't want to spoil.
Thanks! I'm not letting you take her, you hear me?
Now a brief word on the story. Again, no spoilers, but it's every bit as twisty, involving and fascinating as Bioshock 1's, and as things progress, Elizabeth's quantum physics powers add another level of brain hurt to the mix. It's full of great characters and genuine intrigue. I never finished Bioshock 2, but there was no way I wasn't going to find out what happened at the end here.
Tails.
Told you. I never find that as satisfying as I'd imagined.
Chin up, there's always next time.
What I love most about it though is that it both encourages and rewards exploration. It's that Bioshock thing of everything having stuff in it, so you look in everything for stuff. I don't think there was a drawer in Columbia I didn't rifle through, or locked door I didn't try and find a way around, and I was rewarded with audio logs and newsreel footage filling in the gaps in the strange and fascinating story of Columbia. So that's Bioshock Infinite. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Outside Xbox. Right, let's see what's for dinner. Sure, toilet potatoes. Why not?